We have to get everyone back together again in some way.
Okay, but Rosie, with all due respect, you're not going to be successful saying that democracy is on trial and anybody who supports Donald Trump is a fascist. You're not. I mean, those people are going to reject you 100%.
I might,
because there's a lot more to it than you are presenting. There is a lot more to it.
Well,
Donald Trump presided over the country for 4 years.
That's terminally ill Trump derangement syndrome patient Rosie O'Donnell taking a page from Democrats and pretending to care about unity while ruthlessly demonizing anyone who disagrees with her about politics. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and it's starting to feel a bit like 2016 again because Chris Cuomo recently had on Bill O'Reilly to argue with Rosie O'Donnell about Donald Trump. Let's see if time has softened Rosie up at all or helped her see common sense.
You know, I'm not really fearful of our democracy because there isn't anybody more outspoken in this country than I am about politics and other things. And my freedom was not impeded one iota during the Trump administration. And I don't know any broadcaster's freedom who was. You still have The View on every day, pounding Trump into pudding. Nothing happens. All the working people I know were better off under Donald Trump, so there wasn't any economic consequence. So I really don't know what the hyperbole is.
That's bull.
And that's why I reject it.
That's bull. Bill, how many Americans did he kill by his COVID inaction? Let's start right there.
All right.
Are you kidding me? People were better with him? You're out of your mind.
Hold on.
Well, I guess we got our answer about Rosie seeing the light. I mean, she's using COVID hysteria talking points from 4 years ago, for Pete's sake. Sounds a bit to me like the establishment party IT guy needs to update her software because no one cares about that kind of COVID death fear-mongering anymore. But maybe I'm being a little harsh. Let's see what else she's got up her sleeve.
What are you trying to do, Rosie, and what's your hope?
You know, my hope is that we get to continue as a democracy in this country, that we get to have elected officials representing the people as our forefathers created. And what Donald Trump is doing is trying to become an authoritarian, a dictator, and he is the worst thing that ever happened to this nation. And there are so many examples that it's ridiculous to try to name them all. And so I forgive the people who were lied to by Mark Burnett about Donald Trump. I forgive them when they are going to see the truth about him and he's going to go to jail, because that's where he deserves to be and that's where any other American would be if they did what he did. And I totally disagree with you saying that he didn't have anything to do with the insurrection, that he didn't instigate it, plan it, demand it of his fans, because he did, Bill. He did.
Well, we'll see in court what is presented. And if you are correct, then we'll have another debate. But I will take a $10,000 bet right now with you, Rosie, to your favorite charity or mine, that Donald Trump will not be convicted of insurrection because he's not charged with it.
Man, that is so cheap, Bill. That is so cheap.
You know, it might be cheap for Bill, but it's probably a lot of money to Rosie. Just look at her face here. I'm not sure she can swing that. I mean, her career has dried up a bit. You know, it's really amusing me that Bill started this whole debate by pointing out that Rosie's calls for unity were just empty virtue signaling because she's saying it while calling half the country hateful, ignorant monsters trying to destroy democracy. And her retort to that is to just double down and talk about how Trump is an authoritarian villain who kills people. But on the bright side, she did say she might be able to find it in her heart to forgive his supporters once they see the light, of course. Yeah, thanks but no thanks, Rosie. Maybe you should go back to raising the gender-confused kid you bought or whatever, because that's where you're needed more. Call me crazy, but I think politics will be fine without your vapid opinions. But let me know what you think. Did Rosie have any points whatsoever? Will you accept her forgiveness once you see the error of your ways? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!